Oshiomhole, he's calling out Reuben Abati. He said, "May they fight." Reuben, oh, not too much. He said, "May they fight." Okay, let me explain what caused this matter to you. I'm going to break down the history of Reuben Abati and the history of Oshimole. Let me start from Oshimole. Oshimole, before he became a politician, was a civil servant. He was chairman of Nigerian Labour Congress. After I come on Nigerian Labour Congress, he decided to run for governor of Edo State. I think first of all, another Labour Party, somehow found himself in ACN. He shall win election. So when ACN switched to APC, he was still an APC member. When he finished 2 terms, he now became the chairman of APC. When he be national chairman, now we hear so Oshimole talk say, anybody when the camp from any party enter APC, his sins are forgiven. Which means, if EFCC they pursue you before you are forgiven, if police they are going to arrest you before you are forgiven, that was what they said. He said that news have been flying since. Now let's come to Reuben Abati. Reuben Abati was a presenter, journalist at This Day newspaper. Now This Day newspaper, I get Arise TV. Reuben Abati used to castigate Jonathan's government. They castigated. From nowhere, now Jonathan invited us, say, come and be my spokesperson. Here I no mukri. The same Reuben where they castigate Jonathan and that became Jonathan's spokesperson. They now became the one defending Jonathan. Long story short, after Jonathan tenure finished, Reuben Abati wanted to become the deputy governor of Ogun State. That election bounced, win. EFCC will arrest him at a point. They release him. After he finished his work with Jonathan, the president, they release him. Now he can't go back to Yara and JJ, go the cast news. Why not the let Oshimole get peace? Any spot he go the blast Oshimole. Okowa now don't jump go APC. Don't forget they say Oshimole talk say if you come APC, your sins are forgiven. Now Reuben Abati was interviewing Okowa. Now he asked Okowa, say this one where you don't go APC. You don't take permission from Oshiomhole. Say, may they forgive your sins. Now that word, now verse Oshimole. Let's hear this.
In anything I do, I take it seriously. But sometimes I realize that you have to have some humor, to warm up an environment.
Okay.
I was national chairman, and President Buhari came to Benin to flag off presidential campaign.
I remember.
And as usual, several PDP stalwarts came to join the APC. And one of them is called Ilwobe. I come from Edo State. I come from Edo North. The language of Edo Central and Edo North is more or less the same, even in Edo South.
Okay.
Ilwobe means I don't do bad.
Okay.
And I just jokingly said to the young man, okay, now you have been in a party of bad people, deceiving people. Now I'm happy now that you have left them to come and join APC,
the party of good people.
Then you will live up to your father's name, which is Ilwobe. You will no longer do bad.
Okay.
Because obey means evil in our language.
Okay.
I will not do it means I will not do evil.
Okay.
So now you will live as a progressive. This has nothing to do whatsoever with corruption. This guy was not even he was not a public officer, whether at the state level or federal level. He wasn't known to me even as a contractor.
Okay.
So how people could whip this? And why it hurt me, I had to speak about it that day, is that those journalists who paraded, they know better. Because I challenged them to play that tape. They have the tape. Because this was an event covered live.
Yes.
But not a secret outing. So let them play it back and say, fact check. This is what Oshimole said. But they just choose to continue to use it. I was particularly shocked that an otherwise a very senior editor who asked someone like the immediate past governor of Delta State, Okowa, did you, in a very mischievous manner, with due respect to him, somebody said I should ask you, did you get permission from Oshiomhole that your sin will now be forgiven before you now decide to decamp to APC? And I think the guy didn't quite understand that the question was informed by just mischief. And the man tried to answer. I said, no, he has not met me for a long time, which is true.
Okay.
And he worked with Obaseki against me, which is also true.
That's true.
But when we met on stage that day, I said, my brother, have you been a governor and I was a governor? we are friends. So, but we'll be put aside by different party
politics.
Party divides. So now we are back together, hopefully for never to part no more. So how can anybody do that? And I believe that this is just the art of mischief maker. They prefer to take the negative side.
Don't mind
now,
them.
how can you ask, what is my status? Like you rightly said, I am now in the legislature.
Senator.
Is the legislature responsible for prosecution of anybody
Depends.
involved in the wrongdoing?
Depends.
And what will be the wrongdoing?
Money laundering.
And so it was just mischief. So I had to remind those people that one of them, who's the man who made that statement, he himself was invited by EFCC.
Call his name now.
After he had abused Jonathan as much as he could, Jonathan brought him on board to become his spokesman. And he became a spokesman, in my view, shamelessly. You don't condemn Padre Diam, I end up consuming it all over. And thereafter, EFCC arrested him too. And I said, was I the one who granted him bail to leave PDP now to become where he is? Because I noticed that consistently, even on Labour Day, he was saying, some Labour leaders who have been involved in picketing, they fought for workers. He couldn't even credit me with that fact that I led protest. This is the guy who wrote Oshimole, the people's president, when I was president of the NSC.
Yeah, that time.
Rather credited me with that. They said, when they leave NSC, they now go and become governors.
All right,
then they become senators. If you are angry because you wanted to be deputy governor and you lost the election in Ogun State, is that the reason you'll be so paranoid that every opportunity you want to abuse me? You want to abuse me, don't hide under the TV. We meet on the street and we fight it out.
Let's meet on the street.
I know that you taking a swipe at anybody who takes
Let's meet on the street and fight his ass. If Oshimole and Reuben Abati fights, who go beat? Reuben Abati go beat. Short people can believe say they get power. This fight when Portable don't introduce Portable and Amashine. When they don't introduce the ring guy, this fight will move. This fight is going to move. No wahala. As for me, I'm waiting for Reuben Abati's reply. Reply us, Reuben Abati. Are you in for the fight? I go buy ticket. If I don't watch about the thing cost her. But Oshimole say we'll meet for street. Not meet up for street, oh. Not meet up for street. Oshimole if he be long. May no go call. Na Benin boy yo. Na Edo State man oh. May no go come back up. He go shock you. Muna do ring. Sell ticket. We go call, we go watch, we go say, we go beat. Reuben Abati, I'm rooting for you. He's the one beat our fans.